So basically speaking, to improve our tone with the thumb, first of all we have to be aware of the place where we play, because here we have the rosette, and this point here, which is the standard for the picado to start, corresponding to first position, from the first to the fourth fret, I mean, when we play here, right, with the thumb we don't play here, we will play at 4 centimeters from the bridge. So we divide half distance from the end of this sound wall to the bridge, which is this, and then that will be our starting point, so rather closer to the bridge we are, and actually even 4 centimeters from the bridge will work well, quite well, this place. So this here place is good, and this one is not good because the string does not have same tension that you require to play from to launch the stroke properly with the forearm and with the wrist, right? Because in flamenco, one thing is that the thumb does not work like this. Some people just play muscle thing of the thumb instead of launching the thumb all together, no? So it has to be this way, as opposed to just doing this. Same when we are playing. In Alzapua also same thing. So this sided will look like this more or less. The attack this way with the whole wrist and the forearm together. And this thing, look how funny it looks. Because I'm moving only just the thumb, and this happens because of many reasons. One is to rest fingers unnecessarily on the strings, which we have to avoid, or on the top, and then you have to start doing just this, just moving the thumb, as opposed to move all the hand, free hand, have more power also to launch the stroke. Now, one thing is that the place is aspect number 1, is the place where we play should be here. So maximum point towards there is half distance from this point to this point, from the sound wall to the bridge, and half of this, which is more or less here, this is the maximum I go there. So maximum means as a standard point, and this doesn't have anything to do, like in picado, we play for this posture from 1st to 4th fret, which is called first position, then from 5th to 8th we have 2nd position, then from 9 to 12 we have 3rd position, and then 4th here, etc. This hand, you remember that it will be moving both hands together. The more we go, we start here for this place, but then the more we go up, then this right hand will also move to the right correspondingly, because of the length of the string. The distance here is not the same. If I hit, say, here, will not be the same distance if I hit here, because now look, I have half of the string, so this place is not anymore where the best sound is coming out, but rather this. In fact, we can hear the power of the sound here, supposed to this, which corresponds, like that will be to play this note. I mean, to play this note here will be the same like if I play here this note, because of the string length division. Okay, so that is for the picado, but in the thumb playing with the thumb, these rules here do not apply, except very slightly for the fingerings which are horizontal, namely, for example, whole tone scale. Here it comes a little bit of diagonal motion, little bit, but this is a matter of fact that, in fact, Paco told me this, that if you play in this place, everything, it sounds okay with the thumb. And it will not be excessively metallic, as many people fear to be excessively metallic, because of being, the fear is to sound this way, like too metallic here. Right? So this thing, because of the way that the attack happens, which is this kind of attack, like this, the attack. I'm not plugging the string this way, but this with the angle that in that direction. So therefore, and because of the kind of attack, and the length of the nail should not be long also. The nail should not be very long. As you know, it has to have the external part of the thumb with less nail and then more nail here. So less and more, right? So that we can have dynamics like plain sided with, let's say, totally flesh. Then we have flesh and mainly flesh and nail little bit. Then the more I go this way, so I start this way. The more I go this way, then I get here total nail. This angle here. Here nail, this way, nail, and then we have less nail, more flesh, right? So the standard point to play for that equilibrium will be this from this angle here. This is totally sided, this is too much like that. So we have half of this. This is the proper angle, which is slightly more towards there than towards here, but this is the angle, right? So this is the standard angle in flamenco. This allows you, if you keep this in mind, that you play phrases here, with this angle here and launching the hand properly, then there will be no problem. Now, once I explain this about the rosette, this is very important thing, because the distance, well, in this model we have much more range, but same thing I will play in this part. Right, so So if I go towards there, that's not good. Now, one thing I want to mention, which is very important for our tone, is that one has to avoid this kind of shape. Having the hand like this. This is wrong. So people do this. And then what happens here is that there's an imbalance of the hand because of not having the index close to the thumb. Not like touching, but close to it. And these three fingers should be stretched out, not tensely like this. When people do this, you can notice the tension in the hand. Tension kills the tone, my friends, all over. It kills the tone. So tension is enemy of speed, of good sound, of everything. So avoid this putting tension on the hand. Therefore, just place your angle properly. This here, this angle. Place the angle properly, and now have the index closer to the thumb, and you will feel the difference of balance which this gives you. Like if you play it like this, as opposed to this. So you can feel it there. So we should play some notes, even with the metronome, to feel what we are saying exactly. At 51. 3, 4, 1. So we play like this first. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the wrong thing, so therefore we will not do that. We're just playing it to feel how unbalanced is the hand this way. Alright, now let's do another wrong thing, which is resting this index and middle finger on the first string, and then we lock the wrist and then have to do it this way. Let's do that also, just to feel how not to do, because what not to do, if you don't know it, then, and don't know why you are following the other way around, then we are in ignorance, and that's not good for your playing. You need to know also what not to do and why. So this is not to do before this way, the shape, and also this thing will be not to do. Let's see why. Feel it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just the thumb is working alone, and this is first of all tiny, anti-natural, and it's a very poor weight over the string because of the fact that it's not being launched from here. So that's also not to do. And another thing not to do, well, of course, resting on the top is also not good, not advisable with any finger, with the ring finger. Imagine. Very weird things I see happening sometimes. So other thing is to make fist like this. This is also wrong. Some people is is doing like this, or just with the hand, which this is okay, launching from the forearm, and that is right. But if you do a fist here, like this contracting, and that's also not good because it's unbalanced, right? So let's do that also. Third wrong thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, there is unbalanced thing, and the thumb is alone, and therefore this will not be or very fast or have the same good tone which it may have when we place the hand properly. So this thing here is not good. To have it this way is also not good. Resting fingers on the top or on the string is also not good. Sometimes in some passages one do take, because you have to play a golpe or something, then this naturally probably touch the string for a moment in certain passages. But this is, first of all, one, that's not how to practice, and number two, you have to know why you are doing and have control over it. Otherwise, it's just a bad technique thing. So this here, and obviously to play Alzapua or with the thumb, with the fingers here resting, this is extremely wrong. So that we don't do, according to Paco de Lucia's technique. Now, this thing here was wrong, then the fist was wrong, and resting the fingers also wrong. Now let's do the right thing, and you will feel the difference. When we have these three fingers, like in this kind of mudra thing, three fingers stretched out comfortably, and the index close to the thumb. This way. So now I have the proper angle, the proper location of the note, and also the proper attack, because I am not doing this with lock. I don't have lock the wrist and then just do this, but I'm launching all the energy of the note here. And also I have the index closer to the thumb, which makes it more balanced and more, it has directional strength. So the angle, then also the location of the placement of the thumb at 4 centimeters from the bridge. We never go beyond there. Doesn't matter if we are in first position, remember. And also that we have the index close to the thumb to balance the hand. This has more equilibrium than this or this. Obviously this, which equilibrium is here? There is no equilibrium. Also this thing has no equilibrium. So, and this here is locked, it's just working. This is, look how fun it looks. This is not how to play Flamenco, this with the thumb only. So you have to move the hand. Launch it from the forearm with the wrist and everything, creating this point of balance with the index closer to the thumb and these three fingers stretched out comfortably, right? So avoiding fist, and also this thing, which is also unbalanced. And, well, this thing we already said. So let's do the right thing now, which is this. Play the note. So the right thing now, this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. here we can feel how the hand is very balanced. There is a minimum of tension, and the weight alone of the forearm with the wrist and the hand will give me the sound which we need. So this is one thing. Now for the Alzapua, the same thing happens. So which are the obstacles? Obstacles for the Alzapua. Well, one thing here, again, same thing. This, the fist, this is also wrong. Then, of course, this is also wrong. But just the thumb alone will be wrong. Resting will also be wrong. So, these things to avoid same way. Now, plus one more, which is to use the muscle 3 times. On the Alzapua, to be fast, really you need to have the balance, same balance here, and also don't do 3 movements with the muscle, but just one. Means here, same pinch, the strength is directed to the note 1, which by the way the Alzapua is step 1, 1 note, then step 2, 2 notes, so 5th and 4th, 1. If this is my first string, I play with the 6th string, this 1, then step 2, 2 notes down, and then step 3 is 3 notes up. But it's not of a muscle thing, so I don't do this. Other thing is play always with the harmonics. To play with the harmonics, to practice with the harmonics, is because you need to listen it. And once you know it, then we can do like that. But I recorded some on the series some years ago and played it this way, tapado with the muted string, but it's not good unless you know how to do it very well. So first, you start with the harmonics, which you can play by placing your finger 4 right on the fret, on the 12th fret, over the 12th fret, but without pressing. So it should not be pressed like that, but just, this is the harmonic of the note. Right? So place the finger 4 over the 12th fret to do that. And then now, here we have one note, then 2 notes. That's a release, actually. It's not with the muscle, but we do. And then release it, like if you do this thing and then the hand falls asleep. Right, so this is an exaggeration, of course I played more notes, but this. As opposed to 1 and then again go with the muscle. Then you are doing double effort, and then the up one is also not a muscle thing, but it's just like the release of a rubber band when it's stretched. If I release that rubber band, then it comes back just by inertia. It does not have to use the muscle up. And also, mainly it is the whole forearm in play here. Remember that in flamenco, this hand is not static. So this is wrong to play, unless we are playing for an arpeggio, for a fragment of a thing that has the arpeggio, or single notes, which of course you can play this way, or even resting the thumb, or plain-sided. This here is not the proper angle in flamenco. In flamenco we need to have this knuckle here aligned with the tip of the nail. This knuckle with the tip of the nail and with the top this way. So it has to look this way. This way, exactly. This is the proper angle. If this is higher than that, like this is wrong, because here at the apoyado, you see, I cannot do same. And also, it will change the point of support on the nail, on the flesh nail interplay. So therefore, this should be careful to not have this higher, unless you're playing just single notes. Or again, for some passages you may do this and no problem. But when we play specific phrases with the thumb, this. So this, look. how straight is this thing here, this way, right? So this is also okay, but this one is already too much. This should not be higher, so it should be aligned like this. Okay, so having that in mind, with the Alzapua, those rules apply for the thumb and for the Alzapua as well. So for the Alzapua, we also have this point of being close to the thumb, and then we do the same thing now. One, launching the strength, the energy from the whole forearm thing. You see, I am not doing this, but launching it all together. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, if we play that, just to make an easy exercise, to try that with the posture, very important thing. Let's try it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rubber band. So that's one thing, and this one will give me directional strength to play. Also these 3 fingers. Remember this thing of the fist is wrong, and also this, because here it just is an unbalanced thing. That's why the index should be close to the thumb. Again, so this thing, the nail length. How is sanded the nail? I will post at the description of this video more relevant links. And some you will find these concepts already explained there, but also this how to sand the nail properly. Because if the nail is too long, then that's the old style technique. That's not the Paco's technique. The nail should not be very long. Okay. Now that plus here now we have the angle. This angle here of how it's aligned with this knuckle, the tip of the string and the tip of the nail, and the location of the place we are playing at 4 centimeters again from the bridge. This is the right place to play all over the fretboard, also in first position. And we have also the hand balance with the index close to the thumb and these 3 fingers stretched out. So now we do that, and now we don't play with the lock wrist or with tension here, but we have to play with the forearm and everything this way. So this thing. Now one thing happens. This depends. The tone depends on that, on where I am playing and how I am playing. How I am playing it and where. Where is this point, and also how is the angles. This angle here, and also this angle we have to regard. Of course, plus the balance of the hand with the fingers, 3 fingers stretched this. ring finger, middle and pinky finger, having the index close to the thumb. That's the tone. That will tell a lot about your tone with the thumb, and mostly where do you play, and of course which guitar you are using also, that also matters. But let's say that with any guitar we can try to practice the right technique, and then eventually we also get the right instrument, and then that's one thing. Now here, because that's also not the same, and right tension of strings as well, which here we will don't go into that now, but the angle you see, which is created from the string, when the string is tightened up here, this angle created before the saddle. This also affects the tone because it gives you more tension or less tension. So in a top which is softer, this can be, like in this case, this can have a deeper angle here. The strings having a deeper angle. Some guitars have almost straight that, and then therefore do not have very much tension to offer. There is for the tone stuff, it's necessary that the strings offer you some resistance, which you, of course, can punch here the note. The string offer you some resistance, which you have to win over. So this thing, it depends also on that, and therefore, if, say for example, if you have a very not very deep angle here with a soft top, and using middle tension basses of a wrong brand, then you get all over wrong, and it doesn't matter where you put the hand, it will sound bad. Also in a bad guitar everything will sound bad as well, but that's what we can do, right? We cannot do anything, we can just aspire to have the right technique with the right guitar and practice the right way. So if you have it, one day you may have it, if you don't, but if you have it, then just do it. So tension of the strings also regarded, therefore here probably will be more advisable to use high tension string basses. So in America, because the Savarez one or the French ones most used in flamenco have other gauge or other different meter to measure. That means that the Savarez high tension is the middle tension of America, of the Dare or other standard strings, American strings, right? So you have to know all that. Also how to type the string, because if the string is this way, coming directly from the saddle, then it will create a deeper angle on this thing. And then if I just do the traditional way to strum it, you know, just this going all over 2 or 3 times on the same wall, instead of having 12 walls, have only 6 walls, and I put the string like that, then that also will change the tone, because it will change the tension. And when the tension of the string changes, then your tone also obviously is affected by that. But that's regarding because this series of how to improve the tone should be explain all about these details also, but this regarding the guitar and the saddle and that, because also the saddle will affect the tone. This saddle of carbon fiber gives me a very fast reaction of the note. From the note is transmitted faster from the string to the top through this bridge with the carbon fiber saddle. So therefore, if I use bone saddle, then that also again that will affect the tone. The tone will not be same like here. Okay, but these are very picky details if you want. So those we'll leave it apart for another chapter in which we may explain at length these things. At the description I will post anyway some relevant videos which may help you also about these things and about all what we need to know. First of all, sanding your nail. So coming back to the main topic is sanding the nail properly. How Paco sanded it with wrapping here the string with the sandpaper, and then getting the real attack as opposed to sanding it with surfaces like this flat or this thing. The one thing is that, and the other is the angle here we have, and also the angle we have here regarding this point and this with equilibrium, plus the location where we play at 4 centimeters from the bridge with the balance of the index close to the thumb and these 3 fingers stretched. So these main things, at least that far, we have to do. Everyone should try to do it. Doesn't matter which guitar, you try first to do that. Alright, now that of course will make my tone more powerful. When we switch a string, this is the tricky part here. When we switch a string from one string to another, then this angle, sometimes when people who don't have good technique or try to do alone everything, do it yourself, makes this happen most of the time. That the attack here is this one. This is straight this line. But if I just lock this wrist here and then change the string, say I go to the 3rd now suddenly, look what happens. Then now look, now it came this. So I was like this, straight here, this way, was straight. And now if I switch a string and don't move the whole wrist down together, then I go to the 3rd, and now so all of a sudden I get this angle instead of this, which should be the one proper. So when we play in this distance, let's say, then we have to do that to make sure that the hand here has this string per string has the same angle here, and then in the 5th have same angle, in the 4th has same angle, in the 3rd same angle, also in the 1st and 2nd. When we play also may play thumb here, and when we play here we have this very same angle than here, and therefore to that point the guitar has to be embraced. When we play in picado, look where is my forearm, it's here. But so this thing here, I play from resting this point, right? But when I play with the thumb, I cannot go like this, because then again I get high placement here. So I have to switch this, I mean from the forearm here. In the picado I am like this, but when I play with the thumb, then I have to embrace the guitar from here to get the right angle. I mean this with the balance, and also in a way that I can launch the note properly. So this thing here. Therefore, also how we embrace the guitar and how thick is the box matters. Because if this is too thin and you're a tall guy, I explained this thing so recently to two different persons. I will post also a description of that, because this is a very important thing as well. That's why Paco changed it to a thicker, to a deeper box, right? Because you can embrace it better for the techniques he introduced. So this thing, and now, so I have to embrace from this point. Notice that I almost never do this zoom thing. I don't like zooms because I like to see the whole guitar player there. But for specific examples like here, then we're doing this zoom to the camera so that you can appreciate it in detail. This thing, I embrace from here, so I don't play with the forearm from here, because now again, or I am in the wrong location, or both, and the angle will also be wrong here. So I have to embrace from this point. Therefore, this comes to switch from picado to this posture, and same thing with the arpeggio, which we play like that. When if we play here, we may also play arpeggios this way, but this mainly means that we can switch from one posture to another. That also, the place where how I embrace the guitar from here or here obviously will affect the tone, because of the angle I get when the attack is played, and because of the placement. Now, then another thing is that when we switch a string, we said we have to keep the same angle we have here, same angle here. So it means all the hand has to go down. I don't do this, and that's why we don't rest here, because then, look, if I rest, say on the top, and then I play this angle here, but then when I go over the strings, look, it will be getting this diagonal thing here, this way. So this, instead of being straight aligned with the top. This, remember that this knuckle with the tip of the nail with the top, aligned straight. Alright, now, having said so, now let's see a little bit. Let's say we put E minor chord here, put E minor, and then we play just 6th and 5th string, 6th and 4th string, to be able to not do this and then lock it and go with this wrong angle, but get same both ways. Let's do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's do an extreme thing, because 6/5 is not so wrong done most of the time, so we'll do 6/3 now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will also be, of course, you can play that same thing faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. the bridge gives a lot. So 50% of the sound, technically speaking, depends on where you hit it. So close here, okay. Close to the wall, not okay. Now let's do a slow also. This one, the 6/4 thing, for those who can do it this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. This thing here, we do it slower, only one beat, one note at a time at 51 beats per minute. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. see, we observe the angle is right, and that I'm playing with the ball, and right, and then stick here. So that will be good. Then we may play many other things like or different exercises, right? But other thing is that sometimes from one string to another, suppose if I have to do, then I may do, but I may not do it and just slide from one string to another. I may slide also because it's already there, you see. I don't need to do. It may happen, it's not wrong, but one thing, this is a resource that we do. Note and then slide because we are going to the next string. For that purpose, we can try to play with fingering 5 from the 8th fret, and if I play first the phrasing on Phrygian modes, tutorial number 2, example 1, then video will play open fingering 1, and I play here, same thing will be, and I show this slide thing with that. Let's conclude this way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. right. So we observe that the hand is going on the right point. So have all the angles properly, and with light when it comes from one string to another. Obviously, ascendant only is possible. So that's what we will do for now, and I think that we will get very good ideas from this and our practice. We will improve everything if we just regard this topic, because thumb playing and the tone is extremely important to sound good. In flamenco guitar, thumb is super important because you use it a lot, and this is one different thing from the flamenco and the classical guitar in nylon string playing. So very important thing, practice properly, and I see you next time.